This is Dennis Washington from Cross Digital and CrossDig.com with your weekly pep talk, Be Useful. I was on the phone this morning with someone I recently met through a business acquaintance, and we were talking, and very unusual last few days for her. Her sister involved in a serious car crash last week and is paralyzed and still in the hospital, and she's had to come in, and she lives in a different state, but she's flown in to help her two nieces and go through. And we were talking this morning as part of a weekly call that had already been previously scheduled and turned into a conversation, not as much helping me with my business needs as much as me trying to help her get some organization around for her sister and her needs. Not just her medical needs, but the needs of her sister's children, her sister's business, and just trying to keep life on track for some other people involved in her sister's life. The people that work for her sister, obviously her sister's kids, trying to keep them squared away, and the importance of just taking notes and so forth, and really started reflecting on that conversation after I got off the phone with her this morning about this whole concept of being useful. And if you've read my blog for the last 12 months, you understand a lot of this concept about the idea of it's, in a business, we're not trying to sell something. I mean, you get on a phone call like that and you're trying to just share your expertise and help someone, knowing that it's, you're not going to charge someone for that kind of expertise, that kind of advice. I mean, 5 minutes, 10 minutes on a phone call is certainly not something that you're going to pay for. But why, as businesses, do we sometimes want to treat potential customers only like someone that might give us money? Why are we afraid of trying to be useful? And I understand there's a line where you at some point you've got to make money in doing what you're doing. But at the same time, if people can't trust you and can't find value in you, why would they pay you money? So at some point, to begin that trust, to begin that process of leading them down the sales funnel to get something for them to eventually pay for, they've got to earn your trust to begin with. And so the best way to do that is to be useful to people. I'm reminded a lot of scriptures, the whole concept of, growing your fruit in a sense. Matthew chapter 12, verse 33, either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad, for the tree is known by its fruit. Your business is known by what you produce. Your reputation are known by what you produce. The English novelist Charles Reade, back in the 1800s, well known for this quote: "Mind your thoughts, for they become your words. Mind your words, for they become your actions. Mind your actions, for they become your habits. Mind your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny." It's all the little things. And it's really, if you think about the natural sales process, you start off by trying to get someone to subscribe to your weekly newsletter. You build the trust week in and week out with that, to the point that they trust you maybe to join you for a live free webinar or something. And then they do those a few times, and then they're willing to actually get out a credit card or something and pay for something. It's the little things that build up into the big things. You can't get someone to go from nothing to the big thing. You've got to slowly work your way there, and that all comes with trust. And it comes, you earn that trust by being useful to people. Your fruit comes out. You build that trust because they see who you really are. They learn your thoughts because they see what you're saying with your words, and your words become your actions. I can say over and over again about being useful, but when you're around me enough, I'm going to try to actually be useful and not just say that I'm trying to be useful. My goal is to be useful to you too, which is one of the reasons why I created the online course for brand journalism, the email coaching that I announced to you last week. My goal is I want to help you not just learn what it is to be a journalist. I mean, you can go to school to be a journalist, but I firmly believe that what I'm teaching in that 10-week course will help every business person out there. It's not just about giving yourself a title as a brand journalist, but it's about learning the fundamentals of being useful, the fundamentals of coming up with great content, the fundamentals of how to deliver that content, the fundamentals of trying to figure out a crisis communication plan. Those are all things that I can help you with, and I can tell you that I can help you with it, but until you actually subscribe to the course and see it for yourself, you may or may not necessarily believe it. But ultimately, understand this: I want to be useful to you. And if you're watching this video, then I'm already trying to be useful to you. You've already taken at least one step in that trust process of being useful. And I hope that you will allow me to continue to be an influence for you and trust you as we go down the road. Be useful. Let your fruit be, grow your fruit. The tree is known by its fruit. You are known by your fruit. Be useful today and help someone in a way that you may or may not realize how you're helping them, but being useful is a great way to go down that path. I'm Dennis Washington. For this week's Weekly Pep Talk, be useful.